You're tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast, premiered every Thursday at noon at bringingdowntheband.com and brought to you by No Bad Ideas, Coleman Dental, Printfinity, and Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the New Old Heads by visiting our Patreon at patreon.com/newoldheads.
Episode 108 of the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7. I make beats. I have the hard drive to prove it. I don't know what Lonegevity is doing here, but we're going to let that ride. Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
I'm well. I'm tired. How are you?
Tired as well, but I'm doing okay. Good to see you.
Me too.
In the corner, fresh to death always. I believe that is a Printfinity exclusive. Am I correct? DJ Jay Diff.
Yes, sir.
You see what you always say, or?
Well, I was going to wait till you kind of...
Okay, let me go back.
Yeah.
Fresh to death in the corner, DJ Jay Diff.
Salutations.
Good to see you, brother.
There we go. That's
yeah,
how...
that's it. That's how it goes. Yeah. It's all good. That's fresh, though. Repping Nap. I see
Thank you. Yeah, just a little custom I pulled together real quick.
Got the torch joint at the bottom.
Of course, it's the new school Indiana joint that I've had for a while. But yeah, you can definitely purchase it.
Support your local businesses, man. Printfinity. We get down with them. Businesses. To my immediate left, the incomparable DJ Spoolz.
Hello, Michael.
How are you, sir?
Great, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Go Bears.
Yeah, bud. Yep, for sure.
Go Bears.
7-3.
Yeah, y'all getting busy, man. I might talk about that here in a second. Make sure we take care of the head of the table. Mr. Wavy Light Skin Girls Be Loving Me Now. The voice of Indianapolis, he is making a change in his life. Jay Moore, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
I'm proud of you, man. I've been seeing some things.
I mean, it's not, once again, it's about what you have been able to notice. And
I've been seeing some things.
I'm glad you're working on your conditioning as we head into the holiday season.
You've made leaps that I didn't think you were able to do.
Please elaborate how.
Well, excuse me. Well, here's the thing. The diversity on his Instagram page, I didn't know, if he would ever take it to that point. But he has. Like, I'm starting to see different things now, and it's really opened my eyes up to who he really is. Mm-hmm. And he's definitely come out of his conditioning.
This definitely feels like an episode of Groundhog Day.
No, it's not Groundhog Day.
Explanation.
There was a trend. There was a trend on the lower. If you scroll down on IG, but on the lower section there's a trend, and then he's starting to get out of that.
Why don't you talk about the trend? What is it that you? I'm not
here for that.
So about this trend. So you're saying that he's come into his conditioning because you've started to notice it.
No, what I'm saying is I'm giving him props because he's coming out of his conditioning.
But that's not what you just said.
I did say he's coming out of his conditioning.
No,
he's doing well.
You also said that you noticed.
Yeah.
So this is it's about your conditioning.
No, it's not. I can't give him props though. This is positive for me.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate it. Lone. I'm just trying to be positive. Man.
Okay. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna have to next episode. We're gonna have to define what positive is.
Yeah. Fair enough, man. Episode 108. Everybody's in the house. Shout out to Red August. He's in the building as always. Pay that man. Pay that man. Pay that man. He's doing some rebranding. He's got some new stuff popping up. Possible new logo, new things, new business ventures out there. So
why are you snitching on him?
I mean, he already posted. He already posted it on IG. So whoops.
Maybe he posted like a hint. You know what I'm saying?
He did he mean
some form of
you
self
don't think he
to
meant
kind
to post that?
of filter out.
But. So Mike's conditioning is changing too?
No, Mike's conditioning is fine. I think he's consistent. Jay Moore's getting there.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out to the sponsors, man. Coleman Dental 317-255-8546.
I saw Doc yesterday.
Oh, word.
Okay.
Word. Shout out to Doc.
Right outside Academics. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Get your teeth is right. Printfinity, as always, support your local businesses. They are fresh to death as always. Bringing down the band as always is the hub. Indie CD and Vinyl, we have recently partnered with them. It's probably been 4 or 5 episodes now, so we got some good things going on with them. Is this the 7th one? Okay.
Yep. Actually 8th.
Make sure you go to www.patreon.com/newoldheads. We got some new things going on there.
I got a new
What's up?
New nickname for you is Groundhog's Day.
Oh, okay. We can do that. Shout out to No Bad Ideas as well. Fresh to death with the lion logo on here.
The partnership with Indie CD and Vinyl, I have to shout out them because they're just
Please
not a regular record store situation. You'll find items in there like I saw the Liquid Swords tape with the 3D cover.
That's tough.
That's cool.
That's tough.
and I wasn't supposed to be in there looking for things for myself.
Okay.
But it was kind of hard to look
you
past.
cop?
No. But I did put it up on IG and tell people that they need to stop by Indie CD and Vinyl because that was a serious piece, and they got a lot of stuff in there
And
that.
they have an online store, so no matter where you're listening, you can go and you can actually get their stuff. And they're great people. Andy and Annie are great people.
Yeah.
And
nice.
It's like going in and seeing family. You know what I'm saying?
I need to go in there and check. I haven't. It's been so long since I've actually just gone and looked for wax. I used to hit Goodwills and stuff like that just to see if I could find wax.
You can find stuff in there, man.
I mean,
but I've heard from multiple people besides you all that they actually got some heat.
They got Andy was telling me last night that they got these new little pocket producer things in there.
Oh,
word.
Like
Okay.
piece stuff together that they're selling, which is
shout to
actually
Mr.
really dope.
Kinetic. Like he's actually almost doing a tutorial on his IG Live.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Or not, or like his stories,
Mhm.
and like you can actually do sequences, and it's like a
Yeah,
little
it
drum
looks-
machine. It's like I think it's like $60.
Yeah.
They sell
They sell
these.
them
They
there.
sell
They
those
sell- yeah.
machines there.
Oh yeah, it's
Word.
it's the only place I've seen them.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know
So-
that. That's
so
what's
check
up.
that out. Yeah, and you can. Yeah, it's really cool.
Okay.
Andy was on Sirius. Andy was he was telling me yesterday. Just another small plug. He got interviewed on Sirius XM
Yeah.
one station yesterday.
Good for him.
Like the guest after him was, I forget what he said. I don't want to. I think he said Alice Cooper
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
or something
Nice.
like that.
Awesome, man.
Or something
That's
like
good
that.
company though. We'll
So,
take
yeah,
that.
I was like, oh, that's real cool.
Yeah, because Andy's actually spinning at a new metal night
He is on Mondays.
at
Patron saint.
yeah,
I gotta stop by and
I think it's Mondays, isn't it?
it's Monday.
I gotta stop by.
I don't know if it's every Monday, but it's just funny
Yeah.
because somebody asked him to play some Drake. I don't think they were being ironic. They were just it's just because people don't pay attention and they feel
Right.
like I want to hear whatever I want to hear.
Well, we're getting ready to leave, so you should probably play that now.
You know what? Just leave and save everybody the trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I gotta stop by and
Definitely do that.
introduce myself, man, because I've heard great things about them. So, if we partner with them, I definitely need to go, spend some time and rock with them, cop some vinyl or something. So that's what's up, man. Episode 108. That sounds crazy to me. 108 episodes.
108 weeks straight, man.
That's a lot, man. That's consistency, man.
In a row.
I'm gonna go ahead and toot our own horn on this one. That's dope.
You gonna
I
toot
mean,
the
it
horn?
is, I'm gonna toot the horn
Go
real
ahead and
quick.
toot it.
Spoolz
That's
did that
dope.
in a meeting earlier today.
That's the truth.
I rock with Spoolz.
That's the truth.
But now, man, that's something that we came together and we talked about, trying to build a model of consistency. We brought Red August on. He's only enhanced that at this point. So it's just dope, man, to see that we're still growing and still learning, and all the supporters and the patrons and, the people that rock with us in the community. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Jay
Indeed.
Moore filling in when Spoolz is out. And, it's just, it takes a village, man, to get this thing popping. So anybody that's rocking with us or that has rocked with us thus far, we really appreciate that.
Very much
it is
appreciated.
It is
Definitely.
it's a Thanksgiving episode, right? So
This is, you know what?
so give thanks.
This is a Thanksgiving episode, so let's try this real quick.
Okay.
Family-wise, right?
Right.
So is there anything that stands out or that is consistent around this time of year for you guys? Does anybody have, the uncle that comes to the crib and, he's singing in the living room? Do we have that auntie that's telling you stay out the kitchen until the food is done? Do we have,
Why don't you go first?
For me, let's see. I always end up going over to other family members' houses and, finding my auntie or finding cousins because my family's really, really big. So I take trips and get foil. You know what I'm saying? I come back with that foil.
You're one of those.
Yeah, I'm that person.
Mm-hmm.
And
You have a week's worth of food from one day.
That's because what's gonna happen is when you go over to your your auntie's house or something, she's gonna say, "Boy, make sure you get you a plate." And I'll
That's
say,
because that's what she has to say.
Mm-hmm.
"Fine, that's what I came over there for. That's cool with me." Boy, make sure you get you a plate. Yes, ma'am. Go in there and load up.
How
You know
long
what
do
I'm
you
saying?
see? This is the thing. How long do you stay
I
once you
kick
get
it
said
for a little
plate?
bit. I kick it
What's
for
a
a little
little
bit.
bit?
It's anywhere from 2 minutes to an hour. Somewhere in there.
2 minutes to an hour.
Just enough to make you a plate and leave. That's real.
Yeah, it might be 2 minutes to an hour. It depends on how I'm feeling.
Bro man status.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a game
Get
going
you a
on.
turkey sandwich.
Yeah, I'm about that
So
foil.
let me ask you this question.
Okay.
How bad do you feel when you have to leave?
Well, it depends on how soon I leave. So if I stay, 10
How many
minutes,
plates you take?
I feel bad if it's 10 minutes. But if I sit down and kick it, hugs, we laughing, watch maybe a quarter of the game or something, and I leave, I feel fine.
Do you bring anything to Thanksgiving?
Sure.
Okay. What do you bring?
Himself.
A single
I mean, you know, napkins.
Foil.
I was gonna ask. Are you the silverware guy? Or like the
napkins.
Tupperware.
Paper plates.
soda.
Yeah.
2 liters.
2 liter.
You know,
Definitely
Mike,
not beer though.
Mike ain't cooking
Nah.
nothing.
It might be like
Maybe one beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's like, I'll bring a 22-ounce can.
Yeah. 12 pack,
Open when I come in.
12 pack of.
We'll each have an
12
ounce.
pack of
Everybody
Sprite.
get a sip.
Yeah, we just
pass this
passed.
around.
Pass that
We
right
passed
back.
the one
make
beer
sure
around.
I get that
yeah.
back.
Yeah, we passed
I
one
need
beer
something
around.
to wash down these greens.
Everybody else is drinking like a full beer. Like, what is this?
Yeah, we passed around a 40. That's what I would probably bring.
Silly.
But nah, man, just make sure you get that foil. My foil game is high on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about that
You keep
foil.
it folded up in
Do
your
you bring
pocket.
your own
Facts.
foil?
Huh?
You bring like your own?
Nah, usually the foil is provided.
Wow, so you take food, foil, and a plate.
But
Huh?
you just said it was facts that it was folded in your pocket. So
What? No. The foil's not folded in my pocket.
that's what you said.
Did I say that? I misspoke.
I
I
asked.
apologize. My aunt will provide the foil.
Damn.
Oh, so you can't even take your own foil.
Why would I take foil
Ain't
to her
that a
house?
bitch?
Why
feel
would I
like-
take foil to her house?
I feel like you need like some sort of storage apparatus in your car,
Apparatus?
so like you can have like little slots
It's a
for
pretty
each
normal
plate.
word, Mike.
You know, like you have
I
little
don't hear
slots for
apparatus too often, Spoolz.
He
Sorry.
got one of them. What's it called? You know the things,
He
the
tryna-
meal
he-
plan
He trying to play me on
backpack.
Spoolz trying to
He
play me on my
carries-
phonics.
You carry
Yeah,
a
dude.
meal
It's a
plan
normal-
backpack to Thanksgiving. and
Apparatus
just load
has
it
never
up.
been said on this show, for the record.
I don't
It
know
just
if it has
was.
or hasn't.
I don't
It
know.
gets said regular. It's a word.
Yeah.
I have a vast vernacular sometimes.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and end this here. Spoolz, talk about Thanksgiving.
So no apparatus.
No apparatus.
I feel like it would enhance your situation. You know, like if you're just mooching off different family members.
Oh.
You should get one of those like pizza bags. Like that steak keeps stuff warm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it could be like a full enclosed thing.
And
Yeah.
get one for each house.
Or you can just rent one of the Domino's cars for the day. You
Oh.
know, it has like an oven in it.
Yeah, Domino's
Word.
isn't open.
Keep you warm.
So, yeah.
Yo,
Maybe mooch was a strong word. Was that?
perhaps.
No,
It's cool,
no,
though.
I think it was
It's
pretty
cool.
appropriate.
Yeah. You know, shout out to
I'm going
everybody
to go somewhere
on the,
for 2 minutes and then get a plate and leave.
Yeah.
He said 2 minutes to an hour.
You know, shout out to everybody on the set.
Well,
you know, making
That's my time. I got
I got to get over to the east side.
yo. I appreciate y'all for making me, look like a bum amongst my family.
I mean, you
that's
just-
what's up.
I think you made yourself
Yourself,
sound
yeah.
like yeah.
It's not like we didn't put the words in your mouth.
Yeah, this
He
is
did
this
use
is all
moves,
self.
though.
This is self.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's all good, man. Spoolz.
Yeah, man.
Talk about Thanksgiving, man. Is there anything that goes on? Is there a tradition, something that pops off every year, man?
We used to go to my grandparents' house every year, and then we were going to my aunt and uncle's. But now that I've gotten older,
Yep.
Sarah and I kind of trade off or try to figure out something. So going to her folks this year. I think we went last year too. But and then going up tomorrow, the day before Thanksgiving, to see my dad and family. So.
Dope.
Any like traditions or anything that stand? No, I mean it's always. I look forward to it. I just like it's just food and everybody's hanging out and having a good time. It's less stressful than Christmas.
Mm.
True.
I feel like.
You don't have to bring any gifts.
I mean, not even. I don't even mind doing that, but I feel like everybody's just really stressed
Tense.
out around the holidays.
Mhm.
I agree.
But Thanksgiving is one of those. I'm sure the people that bring food and cook, I understand they're up early, and I'm thankful for my aunts and uncles that do that. But I just feel like it's everybody's just there to have a good time. Got some family that like to drink, cool. Sit and watch football and eat, man. And people
Man.
fall asleep and take little naps on the.
That's what it's about.
It's
Yeah.
cool, man.
Little cat nap.
So
Yeah, power naps.
Alright,
That's a
man.
part of it.
I
Jay
like
Moore,
it.
what's up?
When I was younger, pretty much going into the time I was in college, we would go to Kansas City. That's where my grandparents lived.
Okay.
And that was always cool because that's where my mom is from. And as much as I enjoyed the turkey because it was always a nice big spread, it'd be me, my sister, my dad, and maybe, of course, people would just stop by.
Like me.
My grandparents had one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, Mike, come here for
Yeah,
2
my
minutes.
grandparents had one of those houses. And but I tell you what, the thing that I always look forward to is going to get some barbecue from Gates.
Ribs.
Wow.
Yeah, Gates. For any of our Kansas City listeners, anybody who's ever canceled, you're either a Gates family or an Arthur Bryant's family.
Never had either.
We were a Gates family, so I didn't have Arthur Bryant's until I was in my 20s.
Is that
But
like a thick sauce or is it a more thin
it's
sauce?
It's a thicker sauce. It depends on which kind you get. If you get the regular, or you might get the Polynesian. And what really sets it off is they give you pickles with and you get the steak fries, and of course they got strawberry soda on fountain. So that's always popping. So yeah, that was younger, but now it's kind of crazy just because I live here in Indiana. My sister lives in Atlanta. My parents are still in St. Louis. So we, so it might be a situation where we move around. These last few years, I haven't gone home for Thanksgiving, because with my significant other at the time, we would go to her parents' house and hang out, and then I would stop by Nick and Leslie's DJ Metronome's crib, and she was always, even though they're vegetarian, they're always kind enough to make a turkey for their friends, and the thing is, it was kind of a nice place to stop for people who don't have can't get home to their families. So that's always, it's like I've been lucky in my travels to have family wherever I am. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not people that we don't share blood, we're still family. So there was never a time where I had to wonder where I was going to go. One of my favorite Thanksgivings though was it was a year I couldn't go with my parents. They went to Atlanta to see my sister, and I had to stay in St. Louis. I was working on radio at the time, and I went to go over to my buddy Ben's house. We hung out there with him, watched the game. Then I was like, well, let me go down and see my grandmother. And I got there after pretty much everyone had left, and it was just me and her. And it was probably about a year before she passed. So we got to just kind of really build. I remember we watched a piece of the bootleg. My uncle got a bootleg of The Passion of the Christ. So we started watching that.
Word.
And so we just kind of sat there and
that's awesome for like a couple reasons.
Yeah, we just kind of sat there and built. It was just me and my grandmother. And until I had to get to the radio station and do the Quiet Storm that night, but so that's probably one of my favorite things. It had nothing to do with food. It was just the fact it was just a moment with just me and my grandmother, and nobody else. And we just hanging out.
That's actually a dope memory, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good looking out sharing that one. Jay Diff, what's up?
Thanksgiving for me, like I never really grew up celebrating Thanksgiving, so we kind of got together as a family, like. My mom or whatnot would like cook stuff, but it wouldn't be called Thanksgiving per se. You know what I'm saying?
Gathering.
We didn't really go over to families' houses until I got grown, and then I to kind of venture out with like my friends, my cousins, and now since I'm married, I go over to my in-laws' house. I might go over to my brother's wives' family's house. They're pretty cool. Hang out over there. Or we might go to like a friend, just a friend of the family type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hang out, have fun. But like I don't really have any like strong Thanksgiving memories like that. It's just more of what I see other people talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because I never really experienced it like that. But I see other people's family members at those places acting a fool and stuff. But I'm not going to speak on them, but it is what it is. I'm just happy I get invited to those type places. But
I'm not mad at that. Mad at that. Longevity?
Last few years, my Thanksgivings have been all over the place, really. Jay Moore mentioned Nick and Leslie. So I went over there last year. I know, actually, you were there, and Brad came by as well, I believe.
Yeah, we were all there.
So I did that last year. Historically, my family's kind of divided a little bit from my mom and my dad's side. So normally I'll spend Thanksgiving with my dad's side, and Christmas is normally with my mom's side. It just kind of depends on the year and what everything's going on. But typically I'd go down south. So I go down to South Carolina and visit family, and that's where my grandmother moved after my grandfather passed, and. Yeah, so it's kind of what I'm doing that this year. My grandmother, she's like 90, so
oh wow,
it's like I'll go visit her, and
that's awesome.
So yeah, and my Thanksgiving memories. So my grandfather actually passed the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh man.
In like 2008. So when we were in South Carolina, so I woke up the next day and he had passed. Ironically, the day after that, his brother passed, which was very interesting.
Sorry to hear that. I know that happened a while ago, but still,
it was
rough, man.
But
so
I think Thanksgiving, that's I think that's one of the main reasons why I tend to spend Thanksgiving with that side of the family, just because it's there, But yeah, outside of that, it's don't have any crazy memories really. I mean, my family's not huge,
right?
And my family's not overly, I don't want to say close,
right?
So But speaking on stress and holidays, I mean, I even talked to my mom yesterday. Said she was stressed about Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that, just because.
And they're so close. Like it's just out of one right into.
Like when I think of the holidays, I think of stress.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, and none of us have any kids, except for nobody sitting at the table. Shout out to Red August. I know he has a son, but just think about how much more stressed out you'd be. Like I'm thinking about, because there have been times I've gone through Christmas and been job loss or something like that, or something comes up and I'm thinking,
no doubt,
I just have to buy something for my dad, my sister, my mom, really.
Yeah.
I can imagine like the stress it puts people over, when kids come in with that long ass list.
Yeah.
They want
pick out one
Nintendo Switch and all the games and a laptop and an iPad. I'd be like, yo, I don't know what you think this is, but it ain't that.
My family
definitely not that.
My family's switched in the last few years. We just do like a
pick names.
Pick name picking thing. We each just buy
works
something.
pretty well, man. We did that
so.
for on my mom's side. We always get together for Christmas, and we started doing that. We did that for years and years. Now we do a white elephant. Everybody brings like kind of like a gift they don't around the house they don't want or don't like that much, but that somebody else might like.
Yeah, it'll be a few gifts that
fun.
They're actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And somebody will steal it.
I got a couple DVDs once, like PCU. You guys remember that movie back in the day? Like just a silly comedy movie, or like somebody will bring alcohol,
right?
Yeah.
Or something.
But don't you have
like
a chance to steal it or something?
You do,
like
yeah.
that?
There's like some rules.
You know what?
It's something that's fun that people don't have to spend money on. It's not try to eliminate some of that stress. To your point, same for me, man. Like Christmas and all that, I start thinking about it. Just unfortunately, especially the older I get, all the people that aren't here,
right,
to celebrate, for me to see, just to see and celebrate those holidays with, been a lot over the years, you know what I mean? But that's one of those things that you don't want to have to think about that. Just like I said, money and like.
Yeah. For sure.
I did get a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 in a white elephant.
I ain't mad at that.
I bet you were.
I guess I just like getting back to the root of what holidays are supposed to be about. The older I get. Yeah. Just being around people you love, man, and spending time with people. And
that's what it is.
That might sound corny to people, but
not
that's
to
what
me.
It is, man. That's really what it's about, I think. So.
That's what it's supposed to be
not
about.
working, damn it.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Kicking and fellowshipping and not
Except
working.
for people like nurses. Like, take my hat off to them, man. Like, nurses and
firemen,
police officers that still have to work on holidays. Like,
yeah, that's tough.
Thank you.
They have kids and, children and gifts and stuff and all that type of stuff as well. So, shout out to them, man. They got to push through. Let's shout out Reggie. I see what you did there. I want to shout out Reggie Wayne real quick before we get into one of these topics. He a hater. He was added to the Ring of Honor. You know what I'm saying, for the Colts. Edge was in the building. Saturday was in the building. Master P was in the building.
So was the Philly gangster too, right?
No,
Harrison. He was there.
Who? The Philly
Marvin
gangster?
Harrison.
Harrison was there.
He
was definitely there.
He said the Philly.
You just that scared of Philly.
You know what?
You know why, right?
We got enough problems with Philly. Let's just go ahead and chill.
He trying like he's scared.
I told you last time.
I mean, we know
this is public.
It is public.
Yeah.
It's too late
whole
now.
article in GQ.
So, but nah, man, Reggie Wayne, they added him to the Ring of Honor. Super Bowl champion, 7-time Pro Bowl, first team All-Pro 2010, second team All-Pro 2007, 2009. He led the league in receiving in 2007.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
That's what Wikipedia says. I'm sorry if it's wrong.
I'm sure it's right.
I want to give a disclaimer out from Mike because we don't, some of the members of the show don't necessarily credit Wikipedia as a credible source because anybody can add information to Wikipedia, right?
That's a fact.
Here's what you should do with Wikipedia, though. However, it tells everything is cited or it says citation needed.
Aha!
So you can click click the header or the footer, whatever number. It'll take you to the footer to the actual reference, and you can click on that and go to the article.
Yep.
If it is actually cited.
Word.
The more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Wikipedia.
Oh no.
Looking at
But to Terry's point, no.
I
don't think anybody in college is allowed to write a paper and use Wikipedia as a source.
I'm looking at ESPN right now.
Now I know we're not in college. However,
Yeah, of course. We're not.
saying,
Good point,
all the same,
Spoolz.
that's a good point. That's like a good a frame of reference for sources. I
I'm sure
believe.
Espen
Put a
has
shorties out
similar
there.
stats. We don't have to double.
Yeah, it's
check.
okay.
Right.
People,
They're actually the same, but
Yeah,
I feel him,
yeah,
bro. I'm
he's,
letting him cook.
Let's just not tell him
he was
his
a good
Wikipedia
football player.
Yeah,
next time.
I let him cook though. They're the same, but I
So
feel
so based on Breitbart, it looks like Reggie Wayne is. Yeah, I'm sorry.
First of all, Reggie Wayne was a beast. He gave us some good.
He
years.
was nice
Yeah. So shout out to Reggie Wayne, man. Like,
in the good old days.
yeah,
Yep.
that boy was cold. All right, so we can do a little music, I guess.
I think we should.
Shout out to Memphis, North, South, East, Jay Moore.
The county seat and all unincorporated areas.
Yeah. Shout out to Philly, North Philly,
now.
South Philly.
Shout out to Jill Scott. Jill
Shout out
from
to Jill
Philly.
Scott.
We definitely want to shout out Jill Scott.
Yeah, we see
Especially
you out
while we're using these microphones.
there. That's brilliant, actually. Shout out to Freeway, Beans.
I think they actually have a state prop tour they're about to do.
Yeah.
I'm with that.
Nice.
Yeah, no, like the whole
I'm with
Skino and
that.
Sparks, Young Guns.
Oh,
Petey
Skino and
Crack.
Sparks was trash to me. Y'all ready to argue? They was trash to me.
I really don't know enough of their music. to
Exactly.
Really,
It was
What,
trash.
okay,
So
I'm
how you
saying.
gonna say they trash?
I heard enough to know they was trash.
But Freeway, Beans on the tour, that's really nuts. All you had to
I
tell
fool
me.
with I fool with the Young Guns.
Young
though.
Guns.
I did fool with the Young Guns.
Where's Memphis Bleak from? Is he New
He's
York?
from
Yeah, he's
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
That's-
Yeah,
that's
he's
Jay.
Marcy
that's
Projects
Brooklyn.
too.
But I would rock with State Property. I would go see that.
I would too.
Y'all in? I'm in. Would y'all be in?
Did you have a state
No.
property
I'd watch it.
jacket?
I did.
You did.
No, I'd probably just watch the movie and stay home.
Or not watch. I'd go to the show. I like
Yeah,
Beanie
I hate
Siegel
him.
a lot.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I do too, but
Beans is a legend. Philly legend.
I would.
Legend,
I mean, I
legend.
like him. I like Beans and Freeway, but I
Freeway's
don't-
dope.
I really don't have interest in seeing it.
You didn't rock with the Young Guns any?
No.
No,
Okay.
come on now.
I did.
With
I thought
no
they was
further
I mean, they had a
delay.
couple joints, but as soon as you asked, I knew what the answer was going to be from Long.
And
He
I like
knew
Beans.
what the answer was gonna be too.
And I like Beanie. I used to like Beanie's albums more than Jay albums back in the day. So
Uh-oh.
there's an argument for you.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go.
I don't even want. I don't
I'm
wanna
sorry,
do
but
that.
the truth
Let's not
was
start
The truth.
that right
I
now.
see. I
Come
see
on
it in
now,
your
it's
eyes.
that album.
You don't want. Do you want? You don't want to do
Not
that.
right now.
Not right
Especially the truth. Especially the
The
truth.
truth
Yeah,
is
the
true.
truth was
That's one of
dope.
my favorite. That's
The
The
reason was
Becoming
good.
was
Not
dope.
my
as
favorite
good, though.
Kanye beat.
What was it? The Becoming was
The
it?
Becoming was dope.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kanye laced him on
The intro.
some jams on
yeah.
the
Honestly,
Truth,
those
man.
first three Beanie albums.
Oh, I'm talking about the song "The Truth."
Yeah,
oh
the
no, no,
actual
no, no!
song.
Yeah.
Incredible.
How many classics
It's that,
Beans
it's
got?
that Chicago sample, right?
Classics.
It's Chicago by Graham Nash. Yes.
There you
go.
go. How many classics Beans got?
One.
The
The
truth.
truth.
It's
Give
Crosby,
me
Stills,
one
Nash.
and a half.
The reason is
What's
it's a
the half?
classic.
One.
I feel like if it's a half, you just gotta sway backwards.
Yeah.
That's
So
where I'm
you,
at.
you round down.
Round
Yeah,
down.
it's
That's
just
the
a
one time you round down.
I know people that'll tell you he has 3 classics. I can't name them other than
He
The
has
Truth.
3 good albums, but one of them is a classic.
Truth
The
is a
word
classic.
classic gets tossed out a lot. I agree that
does.
Truth is a classic.
Thank you, Spoolz.
Do you
It
think
definitely
Freeway
is.
has a classic?
He does.
Philadelphia Freeway is
Honestly,
definitely
so
a
this
classic.
I don't.
I don't know. Free at Last is a really, really good album.
You know what?
But I really love the Stimulus package.
I was about to say the
I
stimulus,
have to
stimulus
give it
package.
dope.
I'm
as shit.
sorry, that's a classic to me.
Philadelphia
Stimulus
Freeway is a
package.
That
classic.
is solid
to me.
start.
You
to
don't- what about
start to
Free at
finish.
Last? You don't like
And
Free
if
at
you
Last?
I do like Free at Last.
Yeah, it's a great.
If you don't know
it's
what
really
we're
good
talking about, it's a whole album produced by Jake One,
It's incredible.
and
That's-
I'm telling you right
Like
now,
the
that's
packaging of that album was cool.
It is.
Philadelphia
Man.
Freeway got a whole lot of bink on there, man.
It-
to
Yeah.
me,
Philadelphia Freeway is an
I,
awesome album.
I think
too.
that album is the one. If I was to pick one, I would say Philadelphia
Stimulus
Freeway.
package
in my
all day.
honest
That's my
opinion, it
favorite.
would be between Stimulus Package and Philadelphia
Philadelphia
Freeway.
Freeway. To his point, though, Free at Last,
It's
you know,
tight, but
Yeah, I'm
those
with
two.
that.
That's
Those
where
two.
I'm at.
What'd you say?
I was just gonna say, stimulus package is what made me a fan.
Okay.
Mhm.
You know, like I liked him a little bit before, but then when that came out, I was like, oh, okay. It was just dope to see somebody who was on Rockefeller do an album with Jake One.
True.
Mm-hmm.
True.
You know, and the style of music, it was just like
Dude, those
Yeah.
beats are
Jake
incredible.
is so amazing. So
You know
it was
I actually, and I'll be honest, from a producer standpoint, I used to play Jake One. When I say play, I mean I played him like, okay, he's cool. But as I did my homework and I did my research, I'm like,
You were
yo, this
sleeping.
dude is a beast.
He's-
I
Slept
caught,
on him.
I caught him later. I'll be honest. I caught him later. So I
was-
had to go back and revisit some things. But yo, he's got some heat though. He's consistent
As
with
soon
it.
as
too.
I
White
heard-
van music.
As soon
Yes.
as I heard that record he did with De La Soul,
Rock
Cocaine Flow.
Yeah.
I was like,
Doom.
who did this?
Yeah.
that song
Yeah.
is silly.
White Van was full of heat.
The switch up on Rock Cocaine Flow is crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
He did the same thing on the Freeway track too.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I was asleep, but I'm woke.
And
the thing is, he's shown some real love to, and he's been here several times.
Yep.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to interview him.
I was there.
Yeah, I got
was
to
there
interview
too.
him and Freeway around the time of the stimulus
I
package.
shot the video.
That's
Oh.
right. You know what?
Was that the
You know it was
barbershop?
crazy.
Yep.
You guys are
LeBron's got
special.
that barbershop. I'm like, wait a minute.
I used to get my hair
We did
cut
that.
there.
We did that like 9 years ago.
Yeah, dude, that's a
Yeah.
long time ago.
And
Spoolz, you got a fade or
Fade.
yeah, he got the hookup.
Chili Bow.
he said
But-
fade.
This was post Chili Bowl, right into the fade era.
Gotcha.
I was gonna
Freshman year of high school.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
a taper, Spoolz. I
Sophomore
apologize.
year. My buddy
Nah.
Sax. Shout out to my buddy Sax. He was like, dude, we got to go to Terra.
I definitely
like,
see
all right.
Spoolz as a
was
cat
me.
in the elementary school. They
Taper?
probably had some fresh J's with
Yeah.
a chili bowl.
Dude,
and some
we didn't-
LA Gear
I was gonna
jeans.
give him
We
a
didn't,
taper
have,
though.
we didn't have money for J's. no, sir.
I think
Unfortunately.
I think in high school, Spoolz would have had a taper.
I had the bowl until I was in 9th grade.
That's about when I,
that's when the
9th,
switch
10th grade.
was.
And then
That's
I
when
just
you
got a
retired
fade, and I've
the
had the same haircut since I was 16.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah,
Why switch up the flow, man?
exactly.
Yeah.
No, but
Let's bring the bowl back.
yeah, but
Maybe
we actually
hey,
got to.
I don't know if I got enough hair up here to do that.
I actually did the other day when I was cutting my hair.
Long got a taper now.
I cut it all the way in the side, and I was like, "What if I just left it like this?"
I see.
You
Yeah,
know,
don't-
Take a-
the
next
very
time,
first,
take a
I'm going to
picture.
tell you something.
very first of the tape.
Do not do that.
Take a picture and make that. Take a picture and make that like your Facebook.
profile.
Please.
Yeah.
I'll do that next
Long got a
time.
nice
I'm with
taper
it.
going on right now.
No, but got to interview them in that
Looking like
barbershop.
Dumb and Dumber.
And what was really cool was, well, you know, it's crazy because Jake One's right hand man, or could be vice versa, is
Yep.
a cat named Jonathan Moore, who went by Jay Moore.
And rest in peace.
Yeah,
'cause he
rest in
passed
peace to
away.
him. He passed away a couple years. And this is what's crazy. Jake One was wishing, hey, happy birthday, Jay Moore. And I was like, oh, I didn't know he knew what my birthday was. This was crazy. And I always called him the other Jay Moore when he was here. And I said, if I ever make up to Seattle, I'll be the other Jay Moore because you'll be the Jay Moore of that town.
Right.
We have the same birthday.
Is
No
that
shit.
is that the
Yeah.
brother
He
that
was
passed
older.
away that used to do the beat battle? Is that him that
in
used to do the
Seattle?
beat battle?
He's from Seattle.
No, yeah, this is dude. He's from Seattle.
Okay, maybe
He's
I'm
like
getting
the
but
confused.
he was
hip-hop
really
entity
ingrained in Seattle
in
hip-hop
Seattle.
culture.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
like the cornerstone of Seattle hip hop.
Word.
So
it was
but-
kind of like Proof was in Detroit.
Oh, that's big.
Side note, watched a very interesting documentary about a cat in Detroit that was really close with Proof.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to send to you
Oh,
guys.
yeah?
Maybe I'll drop it in the community, man. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Please do. I'm sure the people that rock with us in the community would like to see that. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that
definitely-
barbershop footage that you shot is probably still somewhere on YouTube. We
It
need
is.
to drop that in the
We can
community.
can
Yeah,
do that. It's
for sure.
it's definitely on there. And I also got the freestyles because Alpha rapped,
Yeah, rhymed over those Jake One beats.
and then because I remember because they had the little producer contest as
Yeah.
well. And
Yeah.
so like we
I think that
submitted.
was another time. It was the Red Bull contest, and it was in the back of the Jazz Kitchen.
There was well,
Yeah, I remember that.
there
So I
were a
was there
couple
too.
of them.
the guy I'm talking about is the guy. I think we talking about the same guy. He's the shorter guy. He's a black guy.
Right.
He used to be the guy that was on stage doing the Red Bull beat battles.
I think that was
I
him.
think that's
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
the brother that passed away.
I do think that was him. Actually.
Yeah, he used to do the
Yeah.
Red Bull beat battles because I saw him when I went to the finals and watched the finals in Chicago.
Okay.
And I think he
Yeah.
was still living then, and he was on stage. You know,
Because
going back
when
and
you
forth.
mentioned that, I was like, I think that might be
I
him.
think that's him,
but-
man. And that dude was cool because like
Good
really
dude.
cool, really
Good
cool
dude.
guy.
I met him like maybe twice.
Mhm.
He was a really really cool brother, man. So, yeah,
But I remember, so there was a little beat battle too because I entered it,
Mm-hmm.
and then Freeway chose the beats. I think it was between my beat and Soul Cinematics, and then he rapped it live at the show that night.
That's
That's
dope.
right. Yeah, the one that we did at the
Shouts to Soul
barbershop.
Cinematic. He's extremely talented dude.
He
Yes,
is
sir.
very man. He won a couple of the Broad Ripple beat battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
rock with Soul. That's a
with
good
Jay
dude.
Brookins, those
Yeah.
early ones. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good dude.
The barbershop one, I still remember that day. So, dude, I got a flat tire that
Oh,
day,
wow.
and it was not on the way there, just in the morning, like going to work. Or I came outside and realized my tire was flat, and it was like 100 degrees. That
It was
day.
so hot that day.
And so I changed my tire, but it was in the middle of the sun, and I was sweating tremendously.
Damn.
And I didn't know until much later on what had really happened, but I had become dehydrated because I was taking this allergy medicine at the same time that also, right? So like I didn't know what was going on, but all of a sudden my legs started cramping up real bad, and like all this, I had no idea. And somebody was like, "Maybe you're dehydrated." So that whole day, I stayed home from work, was just kind of throwing up and drinking Gatorade, and I was like, "I've got to go to this Freeway thing." Like, because it was like a small crowd. It was like maybe 50 people there.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that was probably beyond capacity for that barbershop.
Mad exclusive.
Maybe 50 people. So I was like, I pulled it together. My man Yaroslav, shout out to my man
Yeah, I
Yaroslav
remember
from the
him.
Dirty 30.
I
Came
saw
and picked
him over
me
the
up.
summer.
Yeah, dude, he's a great guy, man. Came and picked me up, and we went to that, and I couldn't make it out to the concert. I just went to. I was bad shape, dude. And then the one that we did in the Jazz Kitchen in the back, I golfed that day with my dad and brother and got incredibly sunburned.
No, you talking about
Damn.
you talking about the black milk one?
No,
Was that black? No,
Because
no, there
black
was,
milk-
there was a separate time when
yeah,
Jake won.
he did a session. It was more of a Q&A.
That's right. I missed that one. Yeah.
Tell me, you could ask him questions about being a producer or
Yeah,
about
yeah,
production and stuff like that. But I played the Brickyard with my dad and brother, and got
I've
like
never played the Brickyard.
it's really hard. I had a hard
Damn.
time, but I got fried.
I
It's
bet.
like I showed up.
I got
I was like,
fried.
doop, 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 doop. Everybody was like, "You all right, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." Just thumping red, like just ridiculous. Like I had to like go home and like just
I
coat
want-
and aloe.
I
and,
wonder
like,
what are the
Damn.
green fees for the Brickyard? I've always wondered.
I used
gotta
to-
be
Probably got my
$100.
dad some passes or something for his birthday one year, but it's probably I'm guessing $60 to $100.
I used to go every year. I went the first like 6 years with my dad.
Oh, you mean the race, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about the golf course.
Oh, you're talking about the golf course?
Yeah, I don't even know how many holes are on the infield.
I've never
I think
actually
it's
been
two
in there.
4 or
three.
5.
4 or 5, okay. Yeah,
But
I rock
the
with
event,
that.
the race is another
Might be
interesting
3.
thing as well.
We had to talk about that one day. I feel bad. I'm from Indiana. I've never been to the race. I feel bad.
You been
I've
to the
been to
track?
the race. I've
Been
been
to
to
track.
Carb Day. I've been to
Been to Carb Day.
What's the concert we went to like a year ago?
Yeah,
Snake
well,
pit something?
Snake pit thing. I don't know.
I heard that's crazy.
I went to the
It
Mud
was
Strut.
interesting.
It was interesting.
Yeah, my sister does that
Yeah.
with her dog.
Man,
Mutt
so the
strut.
regular rate for the Brickyard, 18 holes,
Stats.
cart, a bill 10 per person.
Wow.
And you're paying for, obviously,
Being there.
able to be on the infield. I actually probably would do that.
It's a nice dude. It's very difficult, but it's a very, very nice course.
I trust his judgment because Spoolz can play, so
Yeah,
that's what's up. We played
I
a
like
few
to play.
rounds.
I don't know how good I'm good.
All right, so I know we're a little bit over halfway. Shout out to the sponsors again,
Over?
Coleman Dental.
Over halfway.
Are we over? Okay. 317-255-8546. Giggles around the table. Shout out to Print Fit.
Over.
It's not over, man. Shout
I'm exempt
out to Coleman Dental.
From whatever goes on.
255
here on out.
8546. Jay Diff was responsible for that clip.
It was our intern.
Printfinity supports your local businesses. Did I say businesses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do every week.
Businesses.
Okay. Support your local business, man. Red August as well. Shout out to Indie CD and Vinyl. And then obviously No Bad Ideas.
Correct.
And bringingdowntheband.com as always is the hub. All right. So let's get to a little news. I know we ran over a little bit. Good convo though. I'm not mad.
You're supposed to still be in music.
This is music.
Oh, okay.
You want me to go back through Memphis and Philly and all that? Are we
Nope,
good?
so
All
No,
right.
let's not do that.
Shout out to the county seat.
If you're scared, say you're scared.
Hey, you a thug. All right. So Tekashi 6ix9ine is in the news.
Yeah, he is.
He's facing a mandatory minimum sentence of 32 years in prison, and this is according to the prosecuting U.S. attorney at the rapper's arraignment on Monday night. The rapper was arrested on Sunday night and is facing federal charges including racketeering, allegations stemming from Hernandez, that's his real last name, involvement with the 9 Trey Bloods, as well as previously unreported armed robbery. I see what you did there. Maximum sentence is life. So I see a lot of people that are torn about how they approach this because to me, at the end
They're
of the day,
torn about it.
here's why. A lot of people say you don't want to wish anything on someone, right? So you don't want
You
to
don't
say
want to wish it on them.
you don't wish somebody going to jail for the rest of their life. But to me, I don't have any sympathy for an idiot. I'm sorry.
It's because you're just mean.
I'll
old
be
man.
mean then. I'm sorry.
Angry.
You don't like the youth.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'll be that guy.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
With your family reunion.
E bro.
Here you go dissing my family again. Y'all stay dissing my family, man, with these shirts.
I've never dissed your family.
Thanks,
Yeah,
bro.
I don't see the one with the
Here
with
you
weird
go.
With the weird,
Ohio.
yeah,
on it.
look
Terry
like
ain't even
Tennessee.
dissing me. He just trying to get, he's a businessman. So
Exactly.
he
He get your family's
He's trying to get the
t-shirts
account.
together.
I know he's
y'all
trying to get the
I
account.
you
That's
right,
cool.
But hey, back to oh boy though.
I feel since Spoolz never shits on my family, I'm coming to you first.
Cool.
So Spoolz, talk to me about. Here's my thing, man. I don't want to see people go to jail, right?
Right.
But I find it hard to have sympathy for someone. You know what I'm saying?
We don't shit on your family. Don't
It's
have
all
to get
good.
that out.
Like, don't make
It's all
You
good.
know,
I still love
don't
y'all.
want-
We
first
cool.
of all,
I just don't want that out.
Yeah.
You
that
don't want the
energy out.
energy
And
out
first
there.
of all, you're the one showing up with foil in your pocket for 2 minutes to get a plate and leave.
I feel you. It's all right, fam. They love y'all, man. It's
Yeah,
cool.
man.
That was,
Spoolz.
that was the
You
best.
don't
That
want
was
no
the
problems
best.
with the Chamberlain
Best
family.
timed thing
You
we've
clown
ever
ever?
done. Yeah, absolutely.
Spoolz. So
Yes,
here's
sir.
my thing, man. I find it hard because, am I wrong when I say the energy that you put out is what you will get back? Is this not the epitome of that? Am I wrong when I say that?
I
young
want
man?
no friends.
Go ahead,
Not
Spoolz.
necessarily.
Do you see
maybe
where I'm
a little
coming
bit.
from?
I see where you're coming from, but maybe a little bit. I too do not like to see people's freedom taken away. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless it's 100%. You know, if it's deserved. You know, taking somebody else's life, not in self-defense or something. You know what I mean? Whatever.
I
You know,
agree.
someone, a rapist, child molesters, people deserve to go away. But something like
Pedophiles.
this, it's just you don't ever wish that on someone, right? But it's my understanding from one, I just watched a couple of very small things about this because I try not to pay much attention to to this guy at all.
Not
ever.
mad at that.
But
fellas.
he is just kind of getting swept up in something that's bigger than him.
Agreed.
These guys have been being investigated since 2013.
Who is that?
The Treyway Bloods.
I see.
Yeah.
Or 9 Trey Bloods, I think is what it is. But Treyway is what
He said
is
on the
it?
Breakfast
Yeah.
Club, for the record, that he made up the term Treyway. It never was something that was associated with like that gang culture. That's strictly him. For the record, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard because of course it is.
Exactly.
There are. I'll say this, Mike. To your point, there are people that do things, and I think they do this with, and they're gonna. I guarantee. I mean, it's not like a hot take by any means, but I guarantee they're gonna use his rap lyrics against him
No
because that's
question.
what they do in trials like this.
Yep.
And if this is federal, like that's bad news. For him, is this a federal thing?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
the
the state of New York, or is it
100
federal?
No, this is
It's
100% federal. This is federal.
Feds.
That's rough, man. That's rough. But to your point, so when people put out a certain type of energy and then certain things happen to them and then try to come back and say, no, it's just entertainment.
Bingo.
That kind of gets a little bit frustrating sometimes. And it's
Yep.
such a weird, like, rap can be weird like that, man. I say rap, not necessarily hip hop, but definitely rap can be weird like that because you have to be real, but you don't want to be so real that you're blatantly stupid about it unless you're one of those people that literally just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, we kind of touched on this too a couple of weeks ago before this even happened.
Yeah.
When we were talking about the interviews with
ARAB.
ARAB,
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you look at somebody like remember that Stitches dude, that weird white dude?
Yeah.
What? Oh, I wasn't done, but you can go ahead.
I don't
Go
know.
ahead. No, I was done now. Go ahead. I'm done now.
I don't know Stitches, but I'm sorry.
What did Stitches do though?
No. Oh, I was gonna make a point, but I'm done.
Okay.
No worries.
We'll
But-
circle back. Go ahead.
As far as it's concerned, like with him, I mean, like he said, he got into it with some cats. I think it was some management people too.
Yeah.
That had something to do with what
Brad
he
is
has
a part
going
of it
on.
as well. Yeah, Brad's a part of it.
Yeah, so he ended up firing those guys like a week or so ago, and he talked about it on the Breakfast Club.
Mm-hmm.
And the feds are saying that, so there's been a couple stories that are kind of clashing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that they did it to protect him, and then they're saying that he's still involved in it. So, I mean, generally if the feds are investigating you and you get arrested for something, something's going to stick.
Period.
I mean, the feds don't just pull up on you and have some things they think you did. It's something solid there.
This is cumulative. Like they're talking like, okay, we're gonna bring stuff in from 2013.
Right.
We're bringing stuff in from 15. Like this is not just
Yeah,
this
so
just happened to be out there.
I mean, I just hope, I mean, he claims blood a whole lot. I hope with
Heavy.
him being in there that he's really about that life and that people are backing him like that, because they said something about him going in the general population as well.
We'll find out.
Definitely.
He'll find out.
But I honestly don't wish any ill will on that young man.
I agree.
He his star is definitely climbing. He's in a bad situation. Fat Joe kind of warned him about it.
I'm glad you said that.
I don't know
Fat
when that
Joe.
interview was, but he definitely warned him about how they target people that are at that level.
But it's not just Fat Joe. It was Fat Joe. It was Charlemagne. You know, when he was on the Breakfast Club,
Right.
the initial interview, the first one. And my thing is, you have OGs or people that are older than you, whatever you want to call it, however you want to classify it. There are multiple people that are telling you, yo, this is the path that you're going down. But he said on the first Breakfast Club interviews, it almost was on some like I'm invincible type shit. Like can't nobody can touch me. He kept saying that nobody can touch me. Nobody can touch me. And I'm like, fam, like you really are you're towing the line of some street shit that you're really not about, in all honesty. And now that's coming back to haunt you because that's what you've pushed. Like everything he's pushed has been the streets. No, am I wrong when I say that?
Yeah.
Everything he's pushed has been
Except
his
when he was
persona has
rapping
been
about
about the
Fifi.
streets. Well, you know, we'll throw that to the side. But everything has been about the streets and his affiliation with the blood. So now it's like, all right, so everything caught up with you, and it's like, so now what?
That's Bobby Schmurda.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't know. I don't know, man. It's just weird for me to be able to look at him and say, hey, man, I really, really, really feel bad with you when you've been trolling and getting kidnapped and been on the internet and talking about all this stuff, and now everything has come to a head. Hey, you might be facing some time, so maybe I'm wrong when I say that long.
I just don't care.
All right, that's cool.
No, I mean, I don't mean that in any type of way. I just mean like I don't wish ill on him, but at the same time, I don't, if he deserves it, if he doesn't
really matter.
It doesn't affect me. Like, it's not like this is a shock.
Yep.
I was like, oh, he's going to jail now. Okay.
Right.
I mean,
I respect it.
He's been a clown for a long time.
I mean, he just
respect
got out like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So he went back to the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, he has
Yeah.
2 interviews. Yeah, this is second. He had a second one literally like 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And Charlemagne.
So is this what sparked all this other stuff?
Nah, this is just he basically had changed his whole tone on the second one where he's like, I fired everyone. I'm trying to.
He must have been already been under some heat at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, he
this-
said that only thing he was scared of was God and the FBI.
That's what he said.
He said the FBI has been parked in front of his house
Yep.
for this amount of days or however long.
So
And
they've been building on him.
yeah.
And everything, came to the light. So there it is. Jay Moore, give me some wisdom, man. Am I wrong when I say what I say about the energy that you give out?
See, the thing is, I want every young MC or up-and-coming rapper to remember when you talk all that really hard rah-rah and I can't be touched, Tupac Shakur was killed.
Yep.
Okay? So if they got Tupac, and mind you, he was worth a lot to a lot of people, not only as a symbol of the movement, but financially to these large corporations.
100%.
And if he can be shot and killed in Las Vegas on the night of a Mike Tyson fight, don't think that it can't happen to you. You should never think that you're untouchable. Now, that's just, we're talking about the violence of the streets. Now, then we're talking about how New York, even though it's the home of hip-hop, there is a segment of New York crime fighting between the police and the feds. They hate everything associated with hip-hop. And that's why they are the first to put together that hip-hop police unit. They got a dossier, a binder, if you will, which I'm pretty sure has been transferred to some sort
Which
of...
I believe is real, by the way.
Oh, no, it's
no
real.
question.
There's no having to believe it's real. It's a real thing. And whether you were involved in any sort of crime or not, they have an entire a book dedicated to where they know where your kids go to school.
Yep.
They know, who your associates are, where your studio is. And you have to understand that. And if you come out thinking that you can just do whatever you want in New York, like I said, it's the home of hip hop, but New York hates hip hop. The powers that be don't want that energy. That's why there's really no hip hop clubs in New York. That's which is crazy to think. There's no hip hop clubs in New York. They don't want to make a place for anyone to perform, especially after that foolishness that happened this is a while ago with Troy Ave. You know, they don't see.
That's a good one. Yeah,
they don't see things as isolated incidents. They see, even if it happens once, it is a pattern of behavior, and we have to stomp it out. You know, so they don't like that. That's why a lot of New York rappers don't live in New York.
Facts.
They live in New Jersey, or
Miami,
they move somewhere
Cali.
down south.
Yeah.
They don't live in New York.
Atlanta.
Because, so you have to understand, the only people I've seen come out in a good situation and just walk out of the courtroom scot-free are the Lorenzo family. If you don't know who that is, that's 𝗏𝗱 Gotti and his brother Chris. When the feds tried to come at them,
that's tough.
because you know,
Yeah.
but you know what, they did accomplish something. Even though they didn't get to throw him in jail, they basically destroyed Murder Inc. as a record label.
No question.
Because once the feds came in, Def Jam is like, let's get all that away from here. Let's not put, you know. Let that pretty much, you know, put a stop to Ashanti's career. You know, anybody Charlie.
I think Ashanti probably kind of
no, like once because
You think it was her?
because if you
albums wasn't as good as the first ones,
maybe not, but
But
like,
you're saying that doesn't have anything to do with it?
possibly.
Okay.
But at the same time, it's like when it's okay, I got an album done. How am I going to get it distributed? Because Def Jam doesn't want to distribute the records anymore.
That's
so,
a fact.
And it's just all. But it's also when you talk about the energy. There are certain rappers, they can go anywhere they want without these huge security guards. You know why? Because they weren't giving that energy to the people like
It's
that.
the energy that you give.
When if Chuck D were to go to any city, and I know that's taking it old school, but like we're the new old heads, so let's talk about that.
I follow you.
If Common goes somewhere, because he hasn't given out that energy,
Yeah.
even though he's
used to.
affiliated, he's affiliated.
He
you know what I'm
got
saying?
served in that early.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
But, yeah,
I'm
but,
not gonna put it out there, but
Don't do that.
but
he was
that's
on some other shit.
You know,
You're
that
right,
was,
but
that
don't
was
do
common
that.
sense.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Common.
Don't do that. But you were right. You right though.
But
Don't
you
do
know, even somebody like, you know, you see somebody like Kendrick Lamar, as big as he is, you know, he could go places and people show him love because he's not out there disrespecting people on a level.
The
part of
security
it-
guards aren't necessary.
No.
Yeah,
it's not
Tekashi got
necessary.
6
That's
Samoan-looking dudes hanging around him, breakdancing in the middle of the street, talking about "I can't be touched."
But
It's
see,
not
that's
necessary.
We'll
that's
see.
part of his gimmick. That's what has him out there.
Exactly.
He's using that as fuel, and that fuel has ignited in something that he's not going to be able to put out. He might, but he may not. His lawyer evidently said something about that. The charges might not stick like that. But again,
I mean, 'cause it
if the
does sound like
feds
some
pull
bullshit.
something on you, then they got something that's going to stick.
The streets are something that, you know, the streets are a part of hip hop, right? That's something that's been a part of hip hop for years. People talk about the streets, reference the streets, make albums about the streets, etc. Come up off the streets, whatever. But my thing is, when it comes to the streets, everybody's not qualified to play that game. And I think this kid, being the master troll that he was or is, still is, I think he got in a little too deep. Like, he really used the streets and was hella trolling, doing a whole bunch of dumb shit to get recognition, to move units, to get shows or whatever. And I think it just caught up with him. Everybody's not built for that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think everybody's built for it. And this is the prime example of, to Jay Moore's point about when rappers come out and get in this era of instant gratification, it's like, be careful with what you ask for.
If you're going to play that game, then you got to play it specifically by the rules.
Exactly.
You can't act like wherever you go is your neighborhood.
Exactly.
Okay? When you go to Chicago, you got to know how to move.
He also went out at like 4 or 5, 6 in the morning when ain't nobody.
That was some
Okay.
trolling, though. He
That's-
was trolling
that's
in.
He's not going anywhere and really doing none of this
The
shit.
block that he was on in Chicago, I know where that's at.
Yeah,
There's
he's
no
not
way he
doing
was
that.
there at
He's
the
not
times
doing
that he
it.
said he was there. It's not possible.
You know, but he
doing
went to Austin, got run up out of there.
Yeah.
Cali, he had some problems in Cali. He got run up out of St. Louis because he thought he could play games out there.
See?
Like, you cannot, like I said, if you're gonna play that game, you got to play it specifically by the. If you're gonna be a street dude,
Yeah.
be a street dude, but don't think that we're supposed to be impressed with where you're from. You come to Indianapolis or St. Louis or Chicago or LA or Houston.
Yeah.
We don't care about that street you're talking about
Not
in
at all.
Brooklyn.
Not at all.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying we because I don't care either way. Like, I'm not of that street. ish. Please don't bring that to coaches or anywhere I'm at.
Please don't bring that to coaches.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you keep that to wherever, whatever. And I don't have any illusions to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't want any parts of that. I'm like I said, I am too old to
way too. Yeah, I'm grown
to start trying to move in that
Dr.
way
City needed
just because it's trendy. You know, don't do it because it's trendy either. That's the problem. People want to be street because it's trendy. They want to get tattoos on their face and rep sets because they think it's trendy. No, the people who are really doing it, they've made a decision. That's who they're going to be for the rest of their lives.
Let's squeeze in some music, some more music before we get out of here. Couple joints dropped. These are two that stood out to me. The 𝐀𝐿 Squad, the second joint. I don't know if everybody listened to it or not. I ran it, listened to the whole thing.
I gave it a small
listen.
half of it. I didn't get the full listen.
I mean, they got the core, which is, you know, obviously Crisis is on production. GQ, Rhapsody, Heather Victoria, we love to have her
definitely on production.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't produce the whole thing though. Like it was like 9th, Crisis,
Knots
Jones
has something on there as well.
Yeah, Knots had a couple joints.
That Busta Rhymes track is tough.
Man, it was vintage. Like I think they actually did a good job on this joint.
Pheromone,
in my opinion. Pharaoh snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that J. Cole Rhapsody track.
I do too. I think they actually did it. I think this is a solid release. Like from a label standpoint, independent standpoint, I think this is a solid release. They have some dope features, so I was with that.
I have to go back.
Yeah,
give it a
you might
listen.
run it again.
I mean, I need to. I just haven't had time. So.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what you think once you run it. Excuse me. Oxnard. Man,
Who made Oxnard?
who made Oxnard? Jay Moore.
So young
I
man,
asked you.
But I'm asking Jay Moore.
first name
Don't
Anderson.
deflect. Don't answer that for that guy.
You know
Don't
who
do
made
that.
it.
I don't know who made Oxnard.
Anderson
Whatever.
Paak.
Anderson.
You wasn't supposed to answer for him either.
We got to move.
We know who it is.
He's being Mike.
Yes.
We got
Paak.
4 minutes.
Anyway, now this album is very, very funky. Q-Tip. To me, the joint with Q-Tip is...
That's my favorite one on there.
I think that's my favorite one because
The
of the
Odd to
breakdown
Mac
with
Miller.
Q-Tip. Yeah, and then the joint with...
I said odd.
yeah, it's all right. We'll run that. We'll edit that out.
I
Hey,
caught
make
it
sure I get
myself.
that odd.
I caught it myself. Keep going.
It's all good. The odd is already
Keep
happened.
going.
Continue, please.
Keep going.
Anyway, the joint with BJ, the Chicago Kid that comes after that is one of my favorites as well. Kendrick's joint, the single was dope. The live instrumentation, the production, like I rock with it. Like I'm a fan of Oxnard. I'm in 100%. I'm in.
I think it's dope. It's just not Malibu.
No, it's not.
That's just where I'm at. I mean,
It's real early to say that.
no, it's not.
It is.
Because Malibu.
It just came out.
Bruh. I can definitely
So-
tell you
so
how
you
I
24
felt about
you
when
24-hour
Malibu
class
came
of
out.
That's what he's doing.
No, I didn't.
He's like, no, it's not Malibu
I'm not-
already.
I haven't said anything about Classic.
I'm saying that's what Mike said.
Why you using the stressful hands?
Because you
Why
twist
don't
the
you
words
use
again.
your open ears and let me get this out?
Go ahead, man. Don't
So
do that.
Malibu, the way it starts out, the
Okay.
way it kind of develops, the way it finishes, the elements of it, it just felt more. It was a different feeling.
I'm not mad at that.
Felt like him.
Oxnard is a good album.
Okay.
I like it. I'm not taking anything away from it, but it didn't hit me like Malibu did. Like as soon as I hit like play on Malibu, it's like I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not mad at
It was
that.
like he picked up where he left off on like No Worries in his first joint, Venice.
Venice, yep.
So this is a good album though.
I'm not mad at that. Jay Moore.
No, I ran it all the way through, and I liked it. It's still him, and they weren't like, okay, now this is what we need you to do. Let's get in here and get this for the radio, and let's go ahead and make sure we hit a little bit of urban AC, and if you could, get young face tattoo or somebody on here, that'd be really nice, and that, we could get those young streaming numbers. No, this is still him. I think it's a good record. Maybe I need to see a little bit more. Like I said, I'll have to agree with Terry. I still enjoy Malibu as a project more.
That's cool.
Shit's still gonna bang for at least 6
now,
summers.
there you go. But I still
You
think
swear you're a rapper.
it's one of those records
That's what
where
he said.
I can put it on front to back. There was maybe one song I just thought was okay.
Okay.
The rest of them are good to great.
Spoolz, did you listen to Oxnard?
Yes.
What you think?
I like it a lot.
He sang Jim Carrey when he said that.
Coming to the stage. I don't know why.
How much time we? I know we getting close. We getting close along.
We got a little bit.
Okay.
Little inch.
But nah, man, I'm not mad at y'all. You know, everyone's credible here, so I'm not gonna argue with you. Like, you know, everybody's credible.
I thought it sounded too much like Dre.
I think that's a good thing.
And Dre mixed it.
The engineering sounds incredible when you listen to it in the right setting.
That's neat, but I think it sounded too much like Dre. Like it didn't. It sounded less like Paak, more like Dre. That's just.
I like the horns. I like the instrumentation.
I liked it. Don't get me wrong. I liked it. It was just.
Yeah, it's a good album. It's just
very lush, very
like
complicated. But I like that.
We'll see. Like
that's just the critical.
No, I'm cool. Like y'all, we listen to
music. You got that
music.
producer's ear. That's
we listen to music
why
differently. I know how he's listening to it. I know how you are as well. So it's cool. Like I'm not mad. It's just I thought it was a damn good release so far. This is always subject to change because I always tell people, and we always talk about, you can't consume that much music in that short a time span. So we'll always have to revisit, go back, listen. Mm-hmm. Things will jump out. Things will, you know what I'm saying? It might go up. It might go down. So we never really know. But first impression, I'm in.
Yeah,
definitely. Check it out.
It wasn't nothing that I wouldn't run again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm still running it.
For sure.
So,
yeah. That's what's up. I ain't mad at it. Now, do we have anything popping, anything we want to pub before we get out of here? I'm going to go to Jay Moore first because I know he's got multiple things to talk about. Go ahead, bro.
Actually, let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, of course, take that Tuesday, every Tuesday. But Thursday, got the Tiki Bobs, definitely. Since we're coming out on Thursday, I'll just let you know about that. And that's really it because I'm going to be in St. Louis for the weekend. So I'll be chilling with the fam.
Word. Anybody else?
Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes.
Wow.
You name it.
You name it. That's what I got.
That's what's up. Hey, shout out to the homie Tragic, man. He is out here moving. I think he got another role from what I saw on Facebook. He also did a joint with _1. So we've got to we got to support our local artists, man, our homies,
That's
man. Shout out to the homie Tragic. That's big for him to get a record with _1.
Shout out to Joy French and Dylan Prevails for looking out for Tragic.
Yes, sir. Indeed. Yes, sir. They definitely are looking out for the homie. Coleman Dental 317-255-8546. Make sure you get your teeth right. Bringing down the band is the hub as always. No bad ideas. We appreciate you guys lacing us as always. Infinity, support your local businesses. I mess that up every time. And Indiana CD and Vinyl, Indie CD and Vinyl, we appreciate them as well. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Holler.